Today in our Getting Real segment, we're talking about traveling on a budget. Because if you're a misfit like us, you know how hard it is to travel. Ayo, we're the 9-to-5 misfits back again to help you crush unemployment and find success on your own terms, baby.
Okay, so today we decided to go a little long form with this segment because we realized that travel is, so many people are so passionate about it.
Yes!
And so even when we did our research, people really started responding right away. So we thought we'll just share some of our travel stories, just make this a chat.
Totes.
So Pavi, what was the most impactful travel experience you had?
So the one that I went this past winter break was when we went on YachtWeek, which is like a party yacht. It sounds really like fun, and it is because you're with your friends and everything. But it's 1 week on a yacht, and usually it's in like a fancier place. This time it was Thailand, which is pretty, but it's also got its limitations. For a vegetarian, it's really hard because everything has fish sauce. It's not easy, and at the same time you're on a yacht, and because I was like, I'm unemployed, I want a really cheap ass yacht. We paid much lesser than most people do, so living out of my comfort zone in a 10 by 10 with a 4-foot ceiling, it was so small. Whoa. And it was the two of us, right? It was Anat and me, and we had limited food because vegetarian. So we found someone who speaks Thai, writes Thai, and wrote down green curry with no fish sauce, no meat, blah blah, and pad Thai. So the entire 7 days we only ate green curry and pad Thai because there was no other way to figure out how to say I don't want this, I don't want that. And you realize at the end of it, I thought about it. You actually don't need very much to live. We just act that way because we have luxuries and we have the opportunity to do stuff. But living that same life, I was barefoot everywhere because it rained all the time and I didn't prepare. Yeah, and that's the thing. You think it's so gross, but you make it happen. It's just, eventually it just matters. You're with the ones you love. You're having a good time. You're feeling new cultures, new experiences, new activities. Yeah. And I just opened my eyes that I stopped complaining. When I got home, I was like, I'm not going to waste shower water. I'm not going to waste water doing dishes because we had such a small reservoir. So you learn how to be effective and you learn to live in a group. You learn, and as adults, it's different. We weren't kids throwing tantrums. We actually, all of us had our responsibilities. So it totes opened my eyes. I mean, I was sick of pad Thai, but I went right back to it 5 weeks later. So
it's Thai food.
But yes. What about you, Naman?
I think mine was when I went to Paris. Yes. That was my first and only...
Oh, the fancy sentence.
That time I went to Paris. So it was my only solo trip ever. And I don't travel as much because to me it's I always think of it as this luxury that will come once I make a lot of money. But this one was really eye-opening because it was my first solo trip. I had just quit my job the first time around, and I just wanted to do something to sort of prove to myself that I could, handle life on my own. Yeah, so it was really cool because I also had lunch breaks at the time when I was at the office. So I would use all of my lunch breaks to just look up stuff. I found all these websites where I could find local stuff in Paris.
Nice.
I realized that Google has a Google Translate thing where it translates an entire website.
Yeah.
And then I also started to brush up on my French because I'd taken it in school and I used to be fairly
Canadian,
fluent at some point, but then I forgot all of it. And so this coffee break podcast, I started listening to that. That tells you only the essential phrases you need as a tourist.
Nice.
And so I listened to that. I would practice my French in the car, on my lunch break, everywhere. And then it was just really cool because even once I got there, I kind of realized that I made the mistake of not planning out my days properly.
Right.
And so after the first 2 days, I had a friend with me the first 2 days and she was kind of local, so we thought we could just do stuff on the fly. But then after she left, I was like, I don't have internet access, I don't have a phone when I'm out and about. So I would literally spend my entire morning doing, it was so cool because I would spend my entire morning just planning the crap out of my day. And then I had screenshots that I would take on my phone.
Nice, yeah.
And then I would make it my screensaver. And so I was even if I run out of battery or I'm getting close, all I need to do is just press my thing and it'll just show on my screensaver. So just stuff like that. I would go to cafes, I'd just sit there and write, or I would walk around. I would literally walk around all day long.
Just immersing yourself.
I know. it was just so cool to be able to do that and feel like, wow, I got like a complete experience and I did a really good job.
Yeah, and you were frugal about it too.
Yeah.
It's not like you went to like just these shows and everything that's so much more expensive, and that's such a smart way to do it, because now you were like one with the setting.
Yeah, and like one day I went to like a grocery store, I got a baguette and like butter, and basically ate that as my dinner, but like it was so good.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm so Parisian, because I took that in my bag and I took the bus home.
Ooh,
so
did you
like, oh my
was
god,
it sticking out of your bag?
Yes,
I know you were making too. So bad.
So yeah, I mean, it was just really cool because I came away with that being like, shit, I can do this myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't need someone to sit there and plan stuff for me.
Yeah, and actually, like from a hack perspective or from a budget perspective, this is one thing we didn't go into, but because like for us it was easier to do stuff like that, right? Like we could go off peak season, we tried to take vacation, but like people who have kids, especially like younger couples with kids, one of the people we did research through, she was saying some interesting stuff where like she has 2 kids now and the second kid's going to be 2, so she has to buy plane tickets. And when kids go to school, you can't fly off peak season because they're going to go exactly during the summer, exactly during the winter. But one of the hacks that she said is that as soon as this other kid's going to turn 2, they're going to take more road trips, because that way you kind of save on the 2 flights that you would have taken, and then you can drive them. And the other thing they can plan is like buying food ahead of time for the kids, and Airbnb-ing instead of staying in hotels. Stuff that we don't really think about, because we're like, oh, we'll save money this way. But there are hacks for like others that you can do. So it's always like this thing you were saying, right? We always think of it as a luxury, especially as Indians. We were conditioned to think that traveling is a luxury, but it's not. You can make it work. So
for sure.
This is our little version of Purred Happili's Yahard with Purred.
And that is the end of the story, so we are going to stop talking now.